Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Osiris with another ladder game. And in this one, we are going to see another PvZ. And I'm going to show you how to punish an overconfident zerg who double expands in relation to his first base. And how to forge FE. Okay, so the new metagame, pretty much, in higher level zerg, I guess Diamond Plus, against Protoss, is to go for Mutalisks. And this build pretty much negates that. Yes, hi. My opponent is Amaterasu, or Amaterasu. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to throw my pylon down here at 9, and then send that scout out. Zerg spawned horizontally to me on close positions, so I scout him last, which is bad. Can't really help it though. Sometimes I'll send out 2 scouts, because you want to have like a threat of cannon rush there at all times, just so he's a little scared and has to make more lings or take drones off to like pull off and kill your forward pylon and cannons, just in case you were going to make it. So at 13 I'm going to send a probe out, and he's going to go ahead and start building the forge that I need for the forge fast expand. I like it in that position. Give me a lot of room on the ramp so I can move my guys freely up and down. Because later, if you get Archons, you want them to be able to move past everything that you have. I've played games where I accidentally get them caught everywhere, and it's very annoying. So keep that in mind. So he's going to go for his spawning pool before his hatchery. That's pretty much like the metagame right now, because they figure they're going to get scouted soon, and they need the 2 or 4 lings to take down your blocking pylon or your cannons if you're going to do that. So that's why he did that instead of a 14 or 15 hatch. Okay, so I am going to send another probe out at around 16. This guy is going to either build the Nexus or a cannon. Depends on what I've scouted in his base. I saw the pool was almost done, so I went ahead and threw the cannon down. I probably could have gotten away with the Nexus first, but just to be safe, I've played some guys who like to just all in a little bit and then play catch-up. So I'm just playing a little safe here. I cut probe production at 17 so I can make my Nexus right away. And then once again, chrono boosting probes just as much as you can. So we're playing a little cat and mouse here. He still hasn't made his hatchery, and he's at 20. So he's a little bit behind. That's exactly where you want to be as Protoss. I noticed that he threw it down right there. Always keep your guy back here, in case he just wasn't looking there, didn't notice. And he didn't have his Overlord around, so I thought I might have been able to get away with a cannon in the back of his mineral line, and that pretty much wins you the game every time you can get that off. So I'm just throwing my gateways down here. It's easy to wall off with 3 buildings on this map. And then but you always have to worry about these rocks. That's why I like to make another cannon here, because Zerg players like to break that down if you don't. So my Nexus is in front of his. I'm up 21 harvesters to 17. I got my gas right around the same time I get my gateway. And then once you throw your cybernetics core down, in that position you're going to want to get your second gas. That's pretty standard, unless I'm going for a zealot rush, then I wouldn't get gases soon. But pretty much every build that I do for a Forge Fast Expand will have me doing it that way. Okay, so he has 2 queens. He's already got metabolic boost, so he's going to have he might have lots of speedlings, and you got to always be careful about that. Zerg can always produce a lot of speedlings off 2-3 hatcheries, even if they're making like a Hydra army or a Roach army or something. So you always got to be worrisome about that. If you want to expand to your third, you got to know how many lings he has on the map, and you have to have good scouting. So there goes the second gas. It's because the Cyber Core is going down. I'm keeping probe production up. I should have chrono boosted a little bit more than I was, but overall pretty good. I think we're just about dead even. Yeah, 25 to 19, but he's getting his third up. An important thing, actually, I forgot. I had a scout here that noticed it. I actually didn't see the hatchery, if you notice. I did not see that hatchery, but I saw the drone with minerals coming here, and it got my probe got killed by his lings. So I'm guessing that he didn't accidentally bring him there, and he was going for a third. And that's usually what happens. I mean, you got to assume that they're playing well, and they're not just accidentally bringing a drone there. I mean, He might not have built a hatchery. He might have said, hey, now I could roach rush because he thinks I'm going to go for a, I'm going to go for a third base and go for super macro. But I assume that he didn't, and that he was just going to do it anyway. So I'm getting my double Stargate down. And once that happens, I'm right around the times that I build my Stargate, my first Stargate, I'm throwing down both my simulators on my natural. In places that I don't think he'll be able to scout it. I saw this Overlord before, so I knew he was probably going to come down this way. And I think I see this one later. So they usually go through the middle on this map because that's, the most surface area. And they don't tend to, they can send lings around here, but they don't tend to check right around your gases. Like right around the next, I like to throw it here on these kind of maps. So the double Stargate build can just absolutely punish zergs that like to go for this, and we'll see what happens. So he's really drawing it up. He's ahead of me in economy. He's got 47, 43. I'm keeping up pretty well though. I'm pretty much always producing probes, even while I'm doing this. Chrono Boost, I saved Chrono Boost for my 2 Stargates, and I'm going to wait till I get about 4 or 5 Void Rays out to attack. As if they scout one Stargate, I wouldn't attack, but if they scout both the Stargates, then I would send out any guys you have, even if it's just 1, 2 Void Rays, because you have to do some damage unless they're just going to take base. Well, they might not take bases, but they're going to get Hydralisk, and they're going to be able to damage you pretty badly because you didn't hurt them at all, and they're going to be able to punish this build. So you got to be careful of those Overlords. So he's sending them in right now. As you notice, he's just as I suspected. He didn't see it quite as early as he would like. I think he sends that Overlord too. Sending his lings in to scout here too. And he's really not seeing much. And I decided, hey, I'm going to throw my barracks down now, because that would confuse him a little bit. Maybe think that I'm going for some kind of like 6 gate or something. But then he sees that because I sent them a little early. I thought that he might have seen my Stargate, but he didn't. So we're gonna see how this goes here. Remember, you always go for queens. If he has spore crawlers, you're gonna go for the spore crawlers first, especially the ones that are done. They shouldn't be done if you didn't see it. I mean, most people don't like automatically make spore crawlers most of the time. Make sure you micro your Void Rays. You don't want to lose any of these Void Rays. They're super important not to lose any of them. And I'm just going to roast drones to my heart's content. So we see now it's about dead even, and I have just pretty much even the score here. So while this is happening, I'm still microing home, still making probes, and I'm going to be making phoenixes because I'm assuming that he's going to be making hydras. And hydras are bad against phoenixes when they're in very low numbers because you could just lift them up and kill them. Now, I probably could have killed him right now, but I was assuming that he would have spore crawlers up, and he might have had hydras already. So I didn't. He wasn't as quick as he should have been, to be honest with you. So just remember that. Micro a little bit better than I did. Try to get into his base. See if he has spore crawlers up. If he doesn't, punish him until he gets the hydras out. So I'm still throwing up gateways here. I actually didn't get my attack upgrade as early as I wanted to. I don't think that I got it at all, really. I mean, I did start it, but I don't think that it could complete in time. So I saw his hydras, and immediately when hydras go down, I mean, I threw it down before I saw the hydras because I assumed they were going to be coming. Throw down your robotics facility, and now you're in defensive position because he could. Hydras are pretty dang good. If he has good creep spread, which he does definitely, then they could easily get to your base, and they're pretty damn good at killing gateway units and everything that I have in my composition right now. So you're going to want to get some sentries if you can. I should have gotten them a little earlier, to be honest. Sentries, and you're going to want to throw down your robotic support bay as soon as you possibly can. I threw down my Twilight Council as well because I had some extra money. That's going to be for charge lots. They're pretty good against hydras, even though they're not a true counter, really. So I'm just letting my cannons tank a little damage, and my forge goes down. I should have had sentries here right now, definitely. So keep that in mind in case he decided to come in. I mean, he probably wouldn't be able to kill my army, but still, I should have had the sentries out to force field that, just to keep him out a little longer. So robotic support bay is almost up. I am getting charge right now. I'm just throwing this down so it gives him something else to walk through. I think I do cancel it. He might kill it, but I can't remember. So it's a good idea to just make it very hard for him to get through into your base, even just for a couple seconds. I think it's worth the minerals almost all the time. So I'm just getting a whole bunch of zealots right now. I was chrono boosting this not as well as I should have been. I think I actually used most of my chrono boost on that, on the Colossus. I did. And Thermal Lance. Thermal Lance is super important. Okay, so here comes the attack. Those force fields were a little premature. I could have saved them a little bit. I was just wanted to make sure he didn't get in. Now he kills my cybernetics core, so you want to throw down another one as soon as you can. Alright, here it is. Colossus Micro is important. I don't think I do a super great job with my first one, but I do have enough army units to take care of his army. Little miss micro there with the Colossus. Not a huge deal though. I still am able, using my Phoenixes, to just pick up lots of his army and kill him. Phoenixes are absolutely great against Hydras, really, in a big battle like that. If you have a good Zealot army underneath to tank for them, and some Void Rays, Stalkers, they're pretty good. So see this guy, he's got this base up too. He's got 3 bases, so he is 69-54 Harvester, so he's playing very well. I wouldn't say he's ahead. I'd say we're pretty even. Zerg wants to be ahead a base, and I see that he throws this other hatchery down, so I'm going to go for it. I think I got that before the cancel happened. I definitely have enough army here, so I'm going to engage and use the Graviton Beam just to pick up a few guys. These Phoenixes are there basically to tank a little damage as well. Pretty even trade about there. Let's see the units lost tab. See, he's losing a lot more units. But you always got to remember, see, the Lings are huge. I should not have sent this Colossus out. Kind of a waste. I should have kept him back, I think, and let the Void Rays and Phoenixes deal with any Lings or something for a little while. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to keep producing Colossus. At this point, I probably should have gotten Blink as well. Try to be active with your Phoenix if you have them. It's important to do that if you can. I know it's pretty hard if you don't have like the best micro, but you notice here I get a few extra Hydra kills. This helps in huge battles, you know. And if you can, you could get a few pro kills if you're a Spore Crawler, and then, you know, go for a Queen. I'd say Hydra, Queen, Drone would probably be the order in which you should have killed that. Alright, so I got my 3rd up here before when I was attacking his army about in this section. Because I figure I'm pretty safe. Want to get some cannons up. It would have been a good idea to get some gateways to block that off, but I don't think I had enough resources. Yeah, probably not. So, just keeping my army nice and clumped up near my base. I don't want to overextend myself and get surrounded by the Hydras and Lings. So I'm getting Blink right now, getting an Observer out to kill the creep. I should have thrown down another Robo probably before that, just so I could keep Colossus production up, but it's a trade-off really. He had a really good creep spread, so I had to get this down as quick as I could. I think it was worth sacrificing a Colossus. I'm getting my attack upgrade a little late because he took down my forge in the beginning, and we're just playing a little cat and mouse in the middle. I saw that he had a huge Ling army and a lot of Hydralists. And this guy's actually going Muta. See, the thing why I like this build, the metagame, like I said before, is kind of shifting towards Muta against Protoss, and it's great to have just a couple Phoenix in case they do that. And Templar Archives, I'm always getting this in like pretty much every game now, because you need Archons in case they do a tech switch into Spire. It's super important to have Archons and Storm and feedback and all that good stuff. That was actually a misclick. I didn't mean to make High Templar. Whatever, though, it actually kind of worked out for me. You see, Phoenix are just great against Muta. He's going to try to take my Templar Archives down, but he just doesn't have enough firepower right now. So I know that he has a tech switch into Mutas, and that signifies to me, you know, he's probably going to try to go mass air and try to outmass my own air and try to win the game that way. And he'd probably mass expand and just, you know, do what Zerg have been doing lately in patch 1.4. So I'm going to go for Stalker. A nice Stalker, Colossus, Zealot, Sentry, and Phoenix combo with 1 Archon to tank. Hey, that's pretty good. So this tells me I want to go for the attack very soon, because Mutas are not good in a straight-up battle. Those force fields were a little bad. They were trying to capture some of his Lings. They weren't really worth it. I should have saved those. Alright, so we're just going to make sure that you engage in a good place, have a good concave, and get Guardian Shields up, and attack. Little Colossus Micro probably would have been better. Move them over to the left over here. That would have been a good idea, but I do pretty decisively win that battle. So I'm basically just going to press my advantage now and go for the third that he had. He's going to try and tech switch into roaches, but I figured he was going to do that, so I just started making gateway units and more Colossus. And he leaves the game. So there you have it, guys. That is how you do a Forge Fast Expand on Nezarim Crypts against a double expanding Zerg. I know a lot of people are having trouble with mutas, so if I didn't scout the third base, I probably would have went one Stargate. That's what I like to do now, just to force them not to go mutas. Try not to overproduce Phoenix, as they're not great in a straight-up battle, but they're good tanks if you have like 5 or 6 of them, and they're great at taking mutas out, great at lifting roaches and hydras. So keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoy this, and it was informative. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.